Welcome, guys. This is IB Evans from Technical Reach Academy, and in this video, I'll be showing you guys an update on VIX25. Sorry, that is volatility 25 that I'm currently on. I'm currently on a sell, so I will be taking you guys through how I did the analysis to finally take the trade. So I started from the daily time frame, as the 24 hours time frame. So on the daily time frame, I saw that price was kind of retracing back to this supply zone. I think this is the first supply zone here. Price might go higher than this, but this is the first supply zone we should take into consideration. So I can see that price was reversing back into the supply zone here. Now I marked out the supply zone. Now I checked the charts. We had a demand. Like if you check what happened here was an impulsive breaking this structure here, a return back to this demand zone here, a return back to this demand zone here, and then a pull, a break of structure. Now before this break of structure, we had an impulsive move here, a drop again, return back to a demand that was here on a lower time frame, and then we had this push again. So I'm basically looking out for price to pull back down into a demand zone here and then continue the movement. So let's go to like the 8 hours time frame to check what to see a clearer picture of this. So this is it. That's the demand zone I told you guys about. So price push came back down to this demand zone and then pushed again. So now on the 4 hours, let's go to 4 hours first before going to 1 hour. So on the 4 hours time frame, I think now on the 4 hours time frame you can refine this. The demand zone is from here. I refined it on the 1 hour to get this one here. Now, if you refine this one, you notice on the 4 hours price went inside the 4 hours demand. I think I'll better take this 4 hours demand without any further refinement. So my stop loss, my take profit is now here. So now from there we can now see that price is trying to like pull back down into this. We are having so much rejection from the upside. So that was where I went to the 1 hour time frame. That's why I went to the 1 hour time frame, and then I saw that there was a push, a rejection, and we had a break of structure in which was a liquidity sweep because there was a lot of liquidity sitting above here. So price took out the liquidity that was above here, came back down. This was the low that caused this high. Price took out the low at this point. So there was a break of structure. Some people will call it change of character or whatsoever, but I call all of them break of structure. So I saw this demand supply zone, sorry, here. So and then I got my entry exactly from there. So let me show you how I refined that demand zone. I think I went to the 15-minute time frame. So I went to the 15-minute time frame and then I took this last bullish candle before the move. So that's how I got into this trade. So basically, I'm selling VIX25 to then buy if I have a confirmation, the buy confirmation. I won't take a risk entry like I took it. I took this one because I was kind of sure it was going to come down. So for this, I'll wait for a confirmation entry. You know how my confirmation entry is always like where our price tap into this demand zone, pull back, maybe go deeper, then break this structure point here, and then return back to the demand zone I'll have around here. Then I'll take my buy. So that's the confirmation I'm looking out to trade. I think I should take you guys into this other pair, USDCAD. So I trade currency pairs too. So on USDCAD, basically I started this analysis with DXY. DXY is the dollar index. So on the dollar index, the daily time frame of the dollar index, I started from the weekly time frame. Sorry. So on the weekly time frame of the dollar index, I noticed that price has been basically bullish, not kind of bullish. Price has been bullish, sorry. And then we had a sweep of liquidity below here. I think this was the sell side liquidity. Yeah, it was but there was a sweep of liquidity below here, and then price started pushing back higher. I think price swept that liquidity into a volume imbalance here. There was a volume imbalance here, So there was a volume imbalance. So let me zoom so you guys can really understand what a volume imbalance is. So a volume imbalance is when the body of the candle doesn't cross itself, but instead the wick does. So a volume imbalance acts like a support or resistance. It's a different thing from here. In this one, the wick does. This is a normal imbalance. We can call it fair value gap. Sorry, this is a fair value gap here. It's a different thing from here. So this is what we call volume imbalance. I think price swept that liquidity into, or it did still tap into volume imbalance. So basically, I think it swept the liquidity into this fair value gap that was here. So back to the main deal, price took out liquidity there, and then the first week was bullish, second week was bullish, leaving a fair value gap here, leaving a fair value gap here. So this is the DXY, leaving a fair value gap here, leaving a fair value gap here. And then the CPI news pushed price into this fair value gap, taking out the liquidity that was here into this fair value gap. There was a low here with liquidity. So price took out that liquidity into this fair value gap. Now after that, after seeing that, now I'm expecting price to go higher. This liquidity sitting above here. I'm expecting price to take out this liquidity above here and maybe take out the liquidity above here too, and then trade into this, or maybe still go take out the liquidity above here. But for now, I'm just focusing on this. So I went down to the daily time frame. Now on the daily time frame, I saw a break of structure here. Let me get this out. I think this was the yeah, this was it. Weekly time frame, fair value gap. So there was a break of structure here, and then we add this fair value gap with still volume imbalance here. A volume imbalance here. So price basically took out the volume imbalance and then traded. Like I said, the volume imbalance acts as support or resistance. So when price tapped into the volume imbalance, there was a rejection to the upside before coming back down. So come for the fair value gap that was here. Now this fair value gap also has an old high. So it has an old high here that I can call, take it to be kind of institutional order flowing trade rate. So there was an old high here. Now price tap into this fair value gap, and then let's go to the 4 hours time frame. Sorry, on the 4 hours time, sorry about that. So on the 4 hours time frame, notice price tap into fair value gap, and then we add a break of structure after that. So there will be no reason why we will be waiting for this other block. There was a tap into the fair value gap and a break of structure after that. So this other block, there's no reason we should be waiting for it to play out. So after this break of structure that happened here on the DXY, on the 4 hours time frame of the DXY, that is break of structure here. I then started looking for buys. And then I have to start looking for buys. Now we have another block here. You know that. Let me go back to the 4 hours. So on the 4 hours, if you look, there's another block here with a fair value gap into it. But that doesn't mean that price can reverse from here without coming down here. You can see what happened here. Price reverse from here without coming down to this other block. So it happens. So if you always wait for your other block, you'll be missing a lot of strength. You'll be missing a lot of strength. So here on the 1 hour time frame, we have a fair value gap here too with an old high, making it an IOFED. Now price tap into that fair value gap, and then if you go down to the 15 minutes time frame, you notice a market. You notice a break of structure here. Though this break of structure really happened on the 5 minutes, really showed on the 5 minutes. So there was a break of structure here on the 5-minute time frame after the tap into this 1 hour fair value gap, and then there was an order block here. So after the break of structure, I took my entry that I was going to buy from this order block with my stop loss below here. Might want to go below here, depends. But with mine here, and then my target is to take out this liquidity first. Yeah. So that's my DXY. Now having this in mind, I'm now going to trade. Since I don't trade DXY, I'm trading USDCAD. So I'm now going to the USDCAD page to look to analyze. Now, if DXY is buying, USDCAD is going to be buying. Now, this is one thing you need to know. If DXY, which is US index, is buying any US XXX pay. Now, what I mean by US XXX means USD with any other pay. is going to be buying. And now any XXX USD, meaning any other pay with USD like GBP USD, is going to be selling. So you need to understand how currency correlation works. Now on the USD CAD, I started from, I think, the weekly time frame to right from the weekly time frame. So I have seen a demand zone, a supply zone here that price tapped into and then started rallying down. And also we have a demand zone here, sorry, supply zone here, price tapped into, started rallying down. And then we have a demand zone here that price has not yet tapped into, in which I was looking out to trade this before I checked the DXY pay, honestly. So when I checked the DXY today, I said, okay, let me go for the buy. So we had that. Now let's go to like the 1 hour time frame. There's not much information here. So on the 1 hour time frame, you can see there was a demand zone here too, or you can call it order block. That price tapped into, rallied up, and then came back down. Now that one aside, on the 4 hours time frame, you notice this rally to the downside. Now actually, before the news and the stuff, I was looking out to trade this demand zone. I was looking out to trade this demand zone, right? No, no, no. This wasn't a demand zone. This is a different thing. Okay, now I'll show you guys what I was trying to say. So we have a demand zone here, another demand zone here. That price tap into and then push higher. Now this is what I wanted to show you guys. Let's go to the 1 hour time frame. Now before the CPI news that happened, I was looking out to trade this demand zone here with that imbalance. I was looking out to trade this demand zone. But the CPI news, basically, I actually traded this demand zone. I had a confirmation entry on the lower time frame and then I entered the buy. And then when it was close to the CPI news, I closed my trade with, I think, just 1 hour profit. And immediately after that, when the news came, price spiked down. So I would have been taken out. Now, when the price spiked, I think it basically went into a demand zone. Though the demand zone doesn't have an imbalance, but that's what happened. So after that, we had this push up, breaking structure, this structure, and the rest. Now, why did I take this trade? Let's go to, let me check the 30-minute time frame. I think I didn't get any information from there. So this is the 1 hour time frame. So on the 1 hour time frame, we let me get this out. No, I didn't do that. So on the 1 hour time frame, we actually had a, I'm still trying to understand where sorry about that. Let me check where I got this drawing. Oh, it was from the 4 hours time frame. Let me remove it. Sorry about that. So on the 15-minute time frame, having in mind what is happening on DXY, remember DXY, having in mind what is happening on DXY. Now on the 4 hours time, sorry, 15-minute time frame, we had a fell low. It was a fell low. Market fell to create a new low, and then took out this structure, making this zone a mitigation block, making this a mitigation block, and then inside of after the mitigation block, sorry about that. After the mitigation block, we had a fair value gap again. I was looking for price. I was looking out for price to tap into. So I basically took my trade off the mitigation block, knowing that price might still go into this breaker block. So and I kept my stop loss below it. So I took my first entry off the mitigation block and then my second entry off the fair value gap. And then I am expecting price to buy to take out the liquidity above here, just as I'm going for price to buy to take out liquidity above here on DXY. So that's what I'm looking out for. I'll update you guys. I'll make a video to update you guys on how this trade is going to play out to the end, and also how this is going to play out to the end. So to get a notification when I upload this video, please subscribe to this YouTube channel and also turn on the notification bell. Thank you very much.